Hey guys, what's up? In honor of it being October, I've decided to tap into my inner alt girl and show you guys like the basics of alt makeup and what I think that is, like, in my opinion. And if you're new here, my name is MACOYAHcamara and I do makeup videos. I hope you guys really enjoy this one, especially in the theme that we're in. We're entering fall and it's just a beautiful month of just dark colors, reds, Halloween, scary movies, just all of that. And I decided this would be the perfect time to show you guys how I do alt makeup. I first started off with a Gorilla Snot and I put that on my brows to make them really flat. And then I added Got To Be spray to just seal it. And now I'm adding just a powder to make it or conceal it even more, make sure it's not moving, make sure it's dry and just kind of dusty and chalky. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. primer and I'm gonna prime my face really good because y'all, we are adding a pound of makeup. Like, the amount of makeup that I used on this look, that's like 2 days worth of makeup. I'm so serious. If you know me, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm really like a minimal girl and I'm not too big on just like heavy makeup, but I think that's the kind of like the whole theme of this. I'm taking my NW55 MAC foundation and I'm gonna add that on my face, and I want you to pay attention to the amount that I'm adding, y'all. I'm looking for full coverage. I'm going ahead and adding that on my brows. My brows ended up being a fail, but I made it work. I was going for like very thin, sparse brows, but we'll get into that in a second. I don't think I've even explained what alt makeup is for anyone who doesn't know. But I got this definition online. So it says, according to an article on Ipsy, alternative makeup feels emo, goth, dark, even if it has bright vibes, perhaps even accentuating features you've been taught to camouflage. And I think that explains it perfectly. This is definitely channeling my inner goth, inner dark type of look. And this is no disrespect to the community for trying this style. I'm not even sure if it's offensive, but I know there are plenty of people who wear this makeup as a lifestyle and that's like their identity, and I'm not sure if I'm walking in their territory. But if so, I apologize. I just wanted to try something new. When I was like researching alt makeup and just trying to figure out how I can spin it in my own way, I was scrolling on TikTok and Pinterest for hours, just taking everything in and trying to figure out what exactly is alt makeup and what can I take away from each individual photo or video that I was watching, right? And so I've come to the conclusion that, for one, it's very bright and vampy. So for concealer, it's bright, thick, matte, sculpted buccal fat, like removal cheeks. Like, you need to channel your inner Maleficent, Angelina Jolie type of vibe. Very sharp design eyeliner, even with lashes, very strategic, big, very arched cat eye type of lashes, contour. Your nose and lips need to have some sort of line. Your whole makeup needs to be matte. I mean, the blush placement is super specific in this genre, and the brows are like thin 90s brows, which I'm gonna be discussing right now. Y'all, it was just painfully difficult for me to try to make 90s like thin brows with this look, because I don't know if I did it wrong or maybe I didn't watch like an appropriate like tutorial, but trying to conceal and hide my natural hairs was so hard, even with Gorilla Snot and Got To Be and setting it and adding concealer on top of the setting, and you know, it just made it thick and there was a lot going on in that area. Luckily, I was able to figure it out and have just a lot of strokes, and making sure that it was still thin. In my opinion, it's more thin than what I would have normally done, but it wasn't thin enough. But for this look, it ends up working. I know y'all seen the beginning of the video, like, trust me, we're gonna get there. We're gonna reel it back in, and it's all gonna be fine. But I just had to take a moment, and whenever I realized, like, dang, like, okay, this might not work for me. So if I were to ever do another alt makeup, I will definitely watch an in-depth tutorial on how to conceal my brows. I thought that, like, it would be easier than what it was, but no. Yeah, you could definitely see the little hairs, especially if you, like, got up close. Like, I know y'all see them little hairs at the bottom that are always at the bottom because I do not shave my brows. Like, I don't have enough brows to be trying to shave and be cute, because I mean, I do walk around in public without makeup most of the time, so I just can't risk it by trying to take off all of my brows. Next up, I'm concealing my whole entire face, but y'all, I'm going to encourage you to be heavy-handed, okay? You need to be a little heavy-handed because we're not doing no light makeup. We're doing almost like, I'm talking just cake face. I know I am so against cake face, but it works in this type of tutorial because we're looking for a bright, vampy type of look. So even if you low-key were trying to, like, not achieve flashback, you will by the amount of product you're using, okay? You're gonna be taking your Revolution C12, C13, and that's what you're gonna be putting underneath your eye to make it super bright. And please, like, definitely use that all over, and you're gonna blend that really nice. My whole thing is, right, when I add concealer underneath my eyes, I never push that light color all the way down like that. Never. Like, that is just a big no-no to me. Just because it's just too much work, and I low-key was cringing during blending all of this makeup because it was kind of difficult to blend. And I know that a lot of girls actually do this. They add too much, and they kind of work with, you know, what they have. My brush ended up being just super wet with foundation, and it was an icky feeling. Like, after I finished blending doing my entire makeup look, I definitely had to clean that specific brush because that was just loaded with product. And like I said, that's not really my style, but for this specific makeup look, it is vital. I mean, you need that bright under eye just for the look to be pulled together. There's no shying away from makeup. You will know, folks will know that you have makeup on, and that is perfectly okay, because this is the type of style that that encourages that. It encourages a lot of makeup, and for it to look super bright, sculpted, and matte for sure. I think that's one of my favorite parts. Even when even when I'm a little heavy-handed with concealer, the fact that I can add a powder and it just sets it so well. I mean, like, no better feeling. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I used my Maybelline Magic Eraser for the first layer of concealer, which I actually brought it all the way down to my cheeks. Yes, in shade 147. That shade is discontinued, but I'm sure you can find people selling it on eBay for, I think, $10, and I ended up getting 2 because that is my favorite concealer of all time. I just think that the product and, like, it's just so nice. And with me blending my concealer out so much, and it just, like, ended up looking a mess, just very messy. So a tip, just to make sure your concealer is blended really well, take that foundation brush that you used for your foundation, and just go back in and matte your face. Just go back in and do some small taps all over your face to make sure that the concealer looks very seamless. Next up, I'm taking my Laura Mercier powder, favorite part, and I'm going to bake the entire heck out of my face. I'm talking about every inch, everywhere. I mean, I told you guys before that this is a matte look, so we definitely need to be making sure all of our face is set. Like my brows are set, my eyes and under eyes will be set. I won't, with this powder, I won't right away set my entire face, but you will see towards the end or the middle-ish of the video, I will go back in and get the bottom half of my face to make sure everything is set correctly. I think this just accentuates the brightness and the vampire look, the sick look, I like the washed out look. And Laura Mercier is probably like my brightest concealer, so this worked best for the look that I was trying to achieve. I'm going in and getting my smile lines and getting my imperfections, and I'm looking in and I'm, you know, just tapping everywhere. And honestly, there's no need to try to perfect anything. Like, girl, if you end up putting powder in places that don't need to, it's girl, you're fine. You're gonna take that Juvia's Place bronzer, and this is what I mean when I say we're trying to channel our inner Maleficent, Angelina Jolie-esque vibe. My love, I need you to just, I mean, a harsh line. That's being cute. I don't even know what is more worse than a harsh line, or what's like greater than a harsh line, but you need to make sure your lines are just so defined that it is like she has makeup on even from a mile away. Now let me tell you something about this nose that I'm about to do, this nose contour that I'm about to do. Y'all know I'm usually light with my hand and keep it subtle and cute, and I love me a good button nose, and this is the perfect time to use and do a button nose. But this time around, y'all, I'm just like, why did I feel like it made my nose look wider? Like, you can clearly see.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm like, wait, hold on. This is not okay. And what I ended up having to do is make the lines even smaller on my nose. And I was just having this weird moment where I was like, wait, did I just mess up my makeup? It looked just terrible. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that I don't have too much brown and it just looks like a brown nose. Even though I would be adding blush on top of it, I didn't want it to look just too bad. And I think I fixed it pretty well. And then I kind of came to terms with the fact that, okay, blush will be on top of my nose anyway, so I don't really need to worry about that too much. I'm taking my Juvia's Place blush in Sweet Berries, and I'm adding the tiniest dot. Even though you're supposed to add like a lot of blush, this blush is so pigmented. I mean, your mama is so fat. No, I'm just joking. This blush is so pigmented that you literally have to take off all of the product on that brush just for it to blend and look like that. I'm telling you, I took off every ounce of product and I still got like a full look. So just do not underestimate the power of Juvia's Place's blush. And okay, so like my blush placement, right? A straight line. I mentioned earlier in the video, very sharp, very strategic. Like, I feel like this makeup look is very like, there's levels to it, right? There's no right or wrong when it comes to alt makeup, right? Because everyone, they do it their own way. But one thing for a fact you have to remember is those lines are so important. So like, I usually, when I do my blush, I usually go down or just like directly on my cheeks. But this time I was gearing towards doing my cheeks, right, really flat, and then going in the middle. And that just gives that illusion of like very sick type of look. Yeah, I just went on a whole rant. Next up, I'm taking my e.l.f. eyeliner and I'm lining my eyes. I haven't done eyeliner on this page, like thick eyeliner like this, so this is my first time doing it, and I hope that you guys really see and maybe this like video could kind of teach you how to do eyeliner. I was very, very confident in this. This eyeliner is really, really nice because the stick is kind of free, or like the tip is very, very free. So you're able to just, it's basically like coloring with a really nice paintbrush. And I think that's like really one of the best type of eyeliners, because I think I've probably only used elf liners. I also have a Stila liner as well, but that one is drying out. I'll be using it for my inner corner eyeliner, and we'll get to that. But it was a little dry, but this elf liner is like super juicy. And I don't know if it's because I'm not using it often. I've had it for a very long time, so I'm just kind of astonished by how well the product is still there and how nice of a finish that it gives. It's matte as well, so it looks really nice once I finish doing my liner. And I had to brace myself because I've never done eyeliner or like a winged liner on, I guess, on video. And usually when I do eyeliner, I have to really focus, but this one, because it was just so large, it was easier for me. I think when I do like just like an average size small type of liner, it's more pressure. But one of the best things or advice that I could give to anyone that is trying out wing liner and trying to do it, do not close your eyes and do your liner. Look straight ahead and then do your liner, especially if you have hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes, so that little line right there that's in the middle, I always have to like accommodate to that. And when you look straight, you're able to make a straight line going down. And it ends up looking really nice like that. Next up, I'll be taking a really flat brush, and I'm taking a black eyeshadow, and I'm just adding a line, and I'm kind of like going outwards, moving my brush outwards to make a tiny like cat eye. You know, like I said for the millionth time, we need lines everywhere. That cat eye was just one of my favorite parts of the makeup look, which I don't do often. And I feel like after watching this or doing this tutorial, I was like, you know what, respect. Like I low-key want to add a cat eye in my tutorials more, because it looked so good. And it was actually easier than I thought, because I've done cat eyes before, but I just felt like it was just a little difficult. Me adding that eyeshadow first and then going in with my Stila pencil and filling it in definitely helped tremendously. That Stila pencil was drying out, so I ended up having to dip it in the elf powder, or I'm sorry, the elf liquid liner. Use that as juice to fill it in. That Stila pencil I've only had for a year, and it's kind of drying out, so yeah, do not screenshot this, y'all. I be taking my lashes off and putting them in different boxes in different places. I don't really have a specific type of lash that I use. I just see it, I like it, I buy it. If you really want to know what lash that is, just try to look for any type of cat eye type of lash, and ones with lines in it, like with spaces in it, sorry, that has any lashes with spaces in it would work with this look. Next up, I'm taking my my like liner in, I believe it's AA34, and I'm gonna take that shimmer color and I'm going to highlight underneath my inner corner liner, just to kind of like have that pop of color. And we know that we're still trying to add brightness to our look. It's not everyday dark. That nose contour that nose highlight with the liner really kind of brought my look together. I was a big fan of how that came out and how that looked. And then I'm blending it with my finger, because why not? Like, who cares, right? You see that nose and how really nice it is. Next up is the lips. Oh, I believe this has to be my favorite part, y'all. You're gonna take a pitch black liner. You can get one like for 99 cents at the beauty supply. And I kind of wanted my lip to be very like heart shaped in the beginning, so I overlined my top lip, and then I ended up lining it once I got to the bottom. I ended up lining it underneath my lip, right? So it's kind of, I'm making like a really subtle S, if that makes sense. I ended up scrapping the idea and lining it overlining my lips a bit. And as you'll see in a little bit, I kind of was like, it's looking a little amateurish, and my lips were a little too defined to not fill it in. So as you see in this next clip, I ended up filling that in, and I got the bottom of my lips. And I'm gonna take a really tiny felt tip, and I'm adding black eyeshadow, and I'm gonna make just a straight line right in the middle of my lips, and I'm gonna connect it to the top and also to the bottom. And I just feel like this looks very, very like gnarly. I don't know if that's the word, but it just looked really nice with my look, and I feel like it completed it so well. This is optional, of course. I just wanted to be about my word, and I just feel like lines are so important with this type of look that I was like, okay, like I don't want to just do black lips, so I'm gonna do it in a different way. Next up, I'm taking my NYX Soft Matte in Berlin, and I'm adding that to my lips, and I was like, okay, this is really nice, but it's too subtle. So I ended up going back in and adding black on my top lip, and blending it like that, and it looked really, really nice. I think after all, like having that matte look brought my look together, and I was just so pleased with the final look. Of course, setting spray. Oh, we can't skip that part. Okay, my little mole, I have to color her in. I colored her in with the e.l.f. Went back in to kind of blend that bottom just for it to look seamless. Making sure that all of my makeup from here on out, since I'm already done, looks really nice and perfect. And yeah, I guess I'm going back in with a darker liner. Y'all thought I was finished with this. No, going back in and doing touch-ups are important. Very, very important. If you see something, just fix it real quick, right? It's not an end all be all, just go back. Then I'm taking what is this? This is Kat Von D matte lip in Jupiter's Eye, and I just added that on top of my lips just for a more matte look. And I took all of that product off and I set my face, and this is the end result. Of course, went back in with a little bit of blush, but this is the end result. I really, really love this look, and I would definitely redo this look again. And I don't know if anyone has any plans for Halloween's, but if you're looking for a really nice like alternative look, and you know, you just want to channel your inner like gothic bad gal vibes, this is the makeup for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.